Thank you.
And I also want to caution you, these are moments which are real, very emotional, and when the emotions come, and that is where we believe we should stop, allow us to stop.
Right.
I don't know where they want us to start.
No. So here's what we want. We want to hear the story behind the story. What really happened? Because for us, all we saw, especially for Jody, was that video of the van and men in military uniform picking you up and taking you to wherever you know now. And that's what we want to hear. What happened? Because it will help us, match all the stories that we told, and of course the families who are very helpful in continuously providing the little information that they have, including the family. So we want to hear firsthand from you what happened on that day and anything else that you can tell us.
Okay, thank you so much. On the election eve, we had a meeting that were supposed to involve the polling agents for me and the president within Ruchiga. So we opted to use a central place which is called Mohanga, and we decided to convene in a hotel called Concord. So we reached there earlier than them and began assembling the agent letters. We would put them in envelopes. The envelopes were branded with my picture, and then with some transport facilitation and lunch. So somebody alerted us that they had somehow a military men were all over downstairs, and we somehow took it light and thought probably there is a big boss who has come to stay in the area that they are guarding. Later, the hotel person came and cautioned us that they were actually looking for the room in which I was in. So she opted to change us from the second floor to the third floor, and we changed the room. But when we changed now, these military men moved closer and occupied the rooms that were close to us. But the children kept telling me, maybe there is a boss that they are here for, something of the sort. So later, when we wanted to leave, my colleague who was driving us opted to go downstairs first and first see what the situation is like. On coming back, he was on gunpoint. There is like a place that we used it to peep from on the door. So there was some kind of scuffle that drew our attention. So we all moved like to peep. So when we peeped, we tried now to lock the door. When we locked, these guys used the door that was on balcony. Before we realized that they were already in the room. They requested the people that I had to kneel in some corner, requested them to put their phones in front of them and raise their hands. There is that other kind of noise that they make with their guns, and everyone now was like worrying. My son was like shivering. We are all like tensed up. So they checked the box and the packages of the voters register, the agent letters, the money. And then they ordered someone to carry the box to that drone. And later, they requested us to move out. As we are moving, they requested this team of mine to step aside, and then two gunmen in front of me and others behind me. They led me to that drone. That's briefly what I can say. Where they took me, I can't tell you I know, because there is a way they cover your face. They only remove the cloth as you're entering the room. So the only place I know in that house is the room that I was in, and that's it.
Were you in that room alone? How long do you think you were there?
In
You
that
say you moved
room,
to another place afterwards.
we were three. I was with Mama, Zedriga, and then another lady who told us her names were Asia, Navinene. Yeah, we were three in the room. We found her there, and by that time, she was saying that was her 80th day. At first, somehow, we were like not comfortable, thinking that probably they have planted someone to hear what we would speak. So the first days were somehow not so free. But later we realized she had even much more pain than us because she had been there longer. So as time went by, we interacted, and yeah, briefly, that's it.
I mean, did you inquire to know if that person was, involved in politics like you?
No, she says, according to her, she's not engaged in any political activities. And up to now, she had never known why she was taken to that place. She actually reached a level and said maybe it was a mistaken identity.
Yeah.
And for her, she had even high hopes. She's like, now that they have brought enough people, I think they are going to release me. So she even expected that she would leave before us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, up to now, she hasn't appeared. So I believe she's still there.
From the time you were taken away, uh, how were you handled?
Oh, well, it's the time that you're taken, when they blindfold you, you now start worrying. And you're like, now, where are we heading to? And what is it that is planned or set for me as I go? So there is where I reached and I peeped. And we had reached that Bodo branch of. And my heart was like, now I began thinking of Edimotwe. I was like, I think now the basement is closer to me. Those are the thoughts, the stories that people give us. They are now like what comes to your mind as you're taken. But fortunately or unfortunately, amidst the pain, I received a ray of hope when Mama came. I welcomed her with a big hug. I felt like I had at least someone whom I would lean on amidst such situations. So the situation itself is worrying, is traumatizing. So you do not know what is coming next. We used it to make fun and we are like, we are not so sure of the next day. Maybe the big man, maybe the basement man is about to appear here. And this lady who had been there longer said they kept interrogating her. Oh, she's like, you're joking. The interview that they are going to give you will not leave you the same. But unfortunately, I had some brief interview that wasn't even so meaningful. And that's it.
So, what also would like to know is, were they talking to you? Because some other people have told stories and they say they are asked questions. For example, where is your party leader, Bobby Wine? Were you asked any questions? They inquire to know any activities that you are handling.
So the biggest question that I have been asked, like I said, it wasn't really a meaningful interview, was why are you bringing Nope to the West? And I told them it's not about to know, it's about my conviction. I feel Uganda deserves better, and it wouldn't really deter me whether it would be North, whether it's Uganda, but I'm assigned to the West, and that's where I perform from. So my bringing Noop to the West is not about Noop itself, but it's about better service delivery, and we need to give the masses the info that they require.
We have seen some colleagues like Sauda Mandanda, everybody being speaking Uganda, which indicates that there was some sort of torture. We would like to know if you were also tortured apart from psychological, physical harm.
Personally, I wasn't. Yeah.
Did you recognize any of the uniforms because they differ in the UPDF? Sometimes they point to the SMC.
Now, what I can say is that the guns that those guys had are not these common ones that we always see with police. And normally, I don't know whether it's true or not, but we normally brand them SFC guns. These ones that have rolls of magazines and whatever. The black ones, not the wooden ones. So I strongly believe they were SFC guys. The bed sheets that we use are branded UPDF. So I I think briefly that's what I can say. Yeah.
Let's get to another level.
Thank you very much, and you're most welcome to this maiden sharing of our experience where we were robbed of our freedom. And it was on the 15th of January. I voted Gayaza, and then went around to check in some of the polling stations I met those of Mama Pala Pala in Kadongo, and I was generally really excited and encouraging our people and getting calls. So I started getting a call. I got a call at 2. Of course, me, I didn't. I had no internet. I don't know whether your Bitcom or whatever com worked.
Big chat.
Mine did not work. So I was offline. Then I got a direct call from an international. He said, "Do you know?" I said, "No. Mama Jole has been abducted." I said, "What?" Mama Jole. So you be very careful. You need to take care of your security. You need to leave wherever you are. And then I told this person, if Mama Jole can be arrested, if those of Sauda Magdada are inside, what is an old woman like me doing outside? If they really want me, let them come for me. So I went home. I did shopping. I bought molokoni from Gayaza market. I did shopping, fresh fish, and Kuanga, we are going to win. I'm going to eat well. So when I started eating my molokoni, cooking my molokoni, cleaning around because people are going to come. We are going to celebrate. And it reached 6:30. I live with my grandson, Gregory. So Gregory said, "Oh, Mama, I got an accident, so I want to go and visit my mother. Their mother's place is not far." So I said, "You go, but know that 7 o'clock we are having sapule at my home. They call it heaven. I have, and my maid is called the Mother Superior. We live like we're in a convent, but." These girls, thank God, were not there. They had gone for Christmas in Arua, and so I was at home with my grandson and Council Lemmy, who actually also had moved around in the polling stations, giving morale and support. He was very exhausted, so he went to his room, which is outside in the boys' court, and slept. And so, at 7:15, as Jaden Gregory left, I said, "Let me run to the bathroom," because I'd been from the downer kitchen, burning the Garcia, cleaning the compound to go and come and celebrate and welcome everybody. Lo and behold, I crossed to the bathroom. I removed my panty, I removed my rosary, I hung it up, and then at that moment I just had coco. I was already naked. I said, "Should I take a towel?" I said, "No." So I got the next dress, which is I use more like a night dress, and I had used it actually that day, a casual dress. I had used it and for carrying. It was so dirty. So I said, "Okay, and I was very dirty." So I wanted. So I said, "Who are these ones coming to celebrate Ali? Maybe those are the ones coming we're going to have rosary with." So I crossed from the bathroom to the sitting room, and then I looked outside directly. There was a man and a young woman. Those were the two I saw. She said, "Oh, madam." I kept coming towards them, and I exited the sitting room. You've been there, you have seen. So then they were outside at the balcony like this. Then I said, "Yes, you are coming to say." I said, "You are most welcome. come in. In fact, I'm going to shower. Then we shall say the rosary together, and then we shall, and I will finish cooking, and then we shall eat. We shall eat. So you'll tell me why you are here. Then all of a sudden he tells me, no, we're not going to come in. You're actually coming with us. I said, yeah, I'm not coming with you people. I'm so naked and I'm dirty. Very dirty, charcoal all over me and the compound and, the dust. He immediately held my hand. I grabbed my hand like this and looked behind. There was another guy who came. Then I started seeing those who were hidden by the side of the house. All of a sudden, these people were like 7. Out of that, only 1 woman. Then I said, okay, allow me go and change at least. Or at least put on decently. You can't just take me like this. They said, no, we are taking you exactly. I said, I am naked. I don't have even a pants. How are you taking me naked? There's now one held my hand here. This one came, started pushing me. Then I started, cancel me. Then they all went for my mouth, They all went for my mouth. I saw they were also very scared. And then I said, okay, let me calm down and walk with them. I walked with them. They pushed me inside a car rolled. This V8, V whatever, without a number plate, but green, like the bed sheets were using. So then, as I was pushed in, this one was calling, we have secured the package. So which means they were communicating with other people. So then I told them, please check my kitchen. It seems the gas is still on. And close the doors. There is nobody who is going to close these doors. Close the door and please go down to the lower kitchen. The cigarette is on and my molokoni is going to burn. I was thinking, oh, food is that? So they said, oh, then one went around and said he has done it. He didn't. So he didn't do that. So yeah, my Banti Molokoni. So the one looked out and rolled the gate, and then this vehicle started moving slowly. There was a man seated here. This woman was on my right. They were all holding my hand. So the woman started telling me, don't worry. We are going to bring you back. We're just taking you somewhere. I kept quiet. I just started. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our safeguard against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. The Saint Michael prayer. And then immediately I started, after that, the angel of the Lord declared unto Mary. Then after that, I started the divine mercy. So the vehicle is rolling. Yeah, me, I'm in prayers. I'm invoking Mother Mary. So we reached the main road. And then when I looked across where there's a petrol station, Nesta petrol station, the jet vehicle, which is for the highway, where the others sit behind, the patrol car was there. Then it rolled slowly. It came. Somebody came and opened the boot and put in some gadgets. I suspect they were in one of my neighbor's compounds monitoring me, so he put in, said, oh, yote mzuri and so on. So they packed and then closed. As soon as he closed it, the vehicle started, the patrol car started moving, and then I said, Lina, so you are actually this important. Then I told this lady, but if you knew I was very important, why to be escorted? Why are you taking me naked and without shoes, with nothing, Then she said, no, we are going to bring you back. And we rode up to Gayaza. Then when we reached Gayaza, there's a police post. They stopped there and they talked to the police. And of course, my phones were at the table. I was actually playing Mother Mary's song with it at the dining. So they picked my phone and my grandson's phone. Then we moved. Then immediately we reached Gayaza. They got a smelly hood. Very smelly. It has never been washed. So they put it all over my face up to here. Then I told them, you want me to reach a line? Let me breathe. Yeah, mathematics. So immediately this guy moved and put it here. But this guy was restless. So he got my hand and then sat on my hand. He sat on my hands. And this girl was playing. I had very nice nails that day. I had done it very nice. So she was playing with it and calming me down and stuff. But me, I was in prayers. Then they started, do you know that you have just killed 3 people. I said, yeah, you have got me home naked, with alone. I don't know how I can end up killing people. Let's try to be objective. Even if they have trumped up things you want against me, why do you want to overthrow the government and stuff? So I continued with my prayers. Then we reached somewhere, they stopped. Then I told the girl, you interrupted me when I was going to the toilet. So allow me go and susu. As an old woman, I cannot hold urine, you know. So she said that's okay. She led me out, still blindfolded, I think by the roadside, and I susued, and then I asked for toilet paper. They gave me wipes. I wiped, and I was put back in the car. And then somebody came. Then we drove. Somebody came where the vehicle stopped. I was still blindfolded, and asked me why I don't want to work with Museveni and holes. I kept quiet. I just kept praying. Hail Mary, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be. And when I would reach, forgive us our trespass, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And I felt the presence of Mother Mary, for sure. So I had other voices and so on. Then there were phone calls and so on. Then from there I was transferred to another vehicle, still blindfolded. And then we drove. They say, oh, we are taking you to Ginger. Then from Ginger, after we have interviewed you, we shall bring you back home. I just kept praying. And we reached somewhere. The vehicle stopped. I could feel it was in a compound. They led me out. And then when I was led out by this lady, inside at a door which was now open, they removed the blindfold, that thing they had put on my head. When I saw Her Excellency, it was like we had just reported day one, second term in secondary school. We screamed. Woo! Then we started, praising, and then this guy came back and said, if you scream here, we're going to separate you. One of you will go to the basement. Of course, we shut up, but we continued to hug ourselves. And then I saw that young lady, and I believe she used to be fat or big, because when she raises her hands, the skin is just here. The skin, and she's a lady who should be in either her late 30s or early 40s. And she had stayed there some time, and so also very prayerful. She's a Muslim, very very prayerful. And then we would see she had worked so hard in the campaign. She had excess sleep, so when she would sit, of course they gave us mattresses, each one with a mattress and the bed sheet. And when she would sit, she would sleep. Then I say, well, let us strategize, or let us pray. Then she's asleep, and I had issues, so I felt sick, actually quite sick, and was taken to a hospital, but of course with my head covered. And then I was brought back. Some doctor examined me. It was a real hospital. Yeah, it was a real hospital. And from the curtains I could see Dr. Bata Memorial Hospital, where I had this operation earlier of hemorrhoids. So the doctor requested, a certain Dr. Judy requested, she can't examine a patient when this patient's face is covered. So, and she can't examine this patient when they're inside. So she remained there alone with me, but with another nurse in a military uniform, written SFC. So then, after they examined me, and a doctor, there's a young doctor who kept checking on us, and was telling us, you women, you okay? The men are the ones bringing me here every night because they can't handle the stress. And so that hospital thing was, it gave me a clue. It could have been, I don't know where the Dr. Bata Memorial Hospital is, whether any of you know. This doctor who was a minister and a medical doctor, personal doctor for Museveni in the Bush Wars. His wife is the current ambassador to EU. Yeah, I think so. When now I was after examination, one of them said, "Okay, Mama, we are going to buy for you a soda," and I said, "Okay, I'm hungry actually." So they brought me a soda, was it an honor or a soda? And also, there's one I ended up going. So they asked me, Mama, do you know where you were? I said, absolutely, I knew where I am. They were scared. They said, where were you? I said, I was in Dr. Bata, who is my distant relative from West Nile. And he passed on. I saw the Memorial Hospital. And then his wife is Ambassador Mary Black. See, Mary or whoever Black, Ambassador Black, Miriam Black. They never asked me any other question until we reached this time. It was them to be quiet. I said, I absolutely so. And there was a Dr. Judy, whom I know, was a classmate of my children. So I know her. So at that time, I think they now knew my cover was blown or something. I don't know. Or theirs, one of the two covers. So our daily thing was we would be given ordinarily porridge, sometimes with sugar, sometimes without. I mean, I love porridge. She knows. I love porridge, so I would drink that porridge. Then there was 1 or 2 days when the porridge was not enough, and they gave us hot water. And I would say, bless us, O Lord, and these are your gifts which are about to receive from your goodness through Christ our Lord. Amen. And drink that hot water with a smile. Then also one time I caused a bit of trouble with my drinking water, and we were told not to speak too much and so on. We were coached by our senior, this lady. But for me, my mouth brought us. So, so I was supposed to be drinking water. You have to knock that door because we were just kept inside that one room, self-contained, and so that day, a doctor came to examine actually Asia. According to her, I was not supposed to talk. But doctor turned to me and said, Mama, how are you? Because I was the one always among us who was So I said, I'm okay. My dizziness, I have low sugar, very, very low sugar situation, hypo. So he said, how is the sugar? I said, it's okay, but then I drink a lot of water. So I had expected that this was special water. So I wasn't given this water. And then doctor said, are you okay? I said, I'm not okay. I am not okay. My teeth is paining and I'm not been given water by the person who is taking care of us. And I thought that was an ordinary, maybe honest report. It was a crime. So as doctor left, we saw young judge all dressed up. First they kicked inside the jerrycan, and then a basin, and then the kibuis, and then with the wall and the solid door. And hey, you told us what? You told us that we don't give you water. Now today you are going to drink water. I said, now since when has it reached the day? Yeah, it is true. I've been, they said, okay, you are going to drink water today. You have reported us. I will make sure you will drink what? 3 liters. They brought 3 liters with it. There was the basin, there was the container, there was the jerrycan. They went and fetched the water from the to make sure you are scared. And with the solido, this one stand. They are very serious. So I said, to drink water, good. Give me to drink the water. They poured the 1.5 liter. I said, Mother Mary, let us drink this water with you. I drank it all at a go. They poured the second. Yes, I drank the second. This is 3 liters. They were now not, So they said, okay, now everybody is going to drink water. And I know this one doesn't drink water. I said, I will drink hers. It will make, I don't know. But the Lord that we serve, they passed it to our colleague, Asia. Immediately. And they give it in these containers we sometimes use for packing food, with the 4 corners. So they gave it to her, she held it, then she started. But there was one of them who said, no, this is now too much. Because I think the fact that I could drink 3 liters of water and I'm not vomiting, and I'm ready to drink more, that to me kind of spoke to everybody that this may not be normal. We're not dealing with a normal human being here. So one of them came and put their hand and said, now you go and report us that we did this, and then you will see. I said, from today, I don't want water. If water, so after they left, they started. I said, debrief. What lessons have you learned? They were now teaching the problem child. What lessons have you learned? I said, I have learned a lot of lessons. God keep my big mouth shut. Even if now I fall sick here and I'm about to die, I will not report. But of course, me and my water. I said I will drink the water from the toilet, from the bathroom, from the sink, and that's what I kept doing. But I think the young lady felt the pain. She felt the pain because later on she became. Because they even said, you people think we are the police. We are not. We are not this calm, police. We are special force. We're a special force. So anyway, that was an incident, and we also understood these are people who are equally very stressed. They get calls. Your child is sick in the village. They get calls, and especially the lady. So long as we were there, she would not even go off. So they are tied to us, and they get calls. And I think there's also issues of upkeep and stuff. I could see it, but of course our usual meal was. Beans and posho, white posho, beans boiled, and we ate beans until she would hold her nose when she's eating that. And I would laugh. And you're not supposed to keep food. But anyway, all in all, we became more prayerful. We built a prayer altar. We started praying novenas back to back. And on the 4th of February, that was a Thursday, I went to a corner and I said, I thirst, Lord, to receive you. Today, I would like you to come to me. Today, open my heart and my eyes to see you. I thirst for you. And I long for the day I'll go out and honor you physically. Lord, hear my prayers. And then I did the Divine Mercy. I prayed the Rosary. And so I sat down at around 6 something. Because I had one dress, I would use it at night, and then during the day, when I've washed it, I use the bed sheet. I just tie, of course naked. And but at some point they brought us panties. Mine didn't fit. So this was now the 40th. No, not the 40th day. It was 21st or something. Because I kept reading the numbers. I kept reading the Psalms that refers to them. So that day, we would sometimes, of course, we were all stressed. Sometimes we disagree with my colleague Asia. Then she would say, "You." She would say, "Tell me something." I said, "You." You know that actually I will leave you here. I offer this. She said I had a tondo. I offer this. I said I offer this for my release and I will go before. And indeed I was picked before all of them. So on that Thursday, 4th of February, this lady came. Because she had told us this vehicle is bringing food, the other one is bringing whatever, the other one is coming to pick somebody, that one is the boss coming. She had mastered all that. For us, we said the gate is who? Say no, that's the neighbors. And I lost it because I didn't want anything to do with it, mastering. So then we didn't hear the gate, by the way. For that particular day, we did not hear the gate open. And we saw the door open, and this lady comes, young. She comes and says, "You." I was seated like that. "You, come." Then they knew this. We all now knew that at least we are being picked, but to go where we don't know, whether for interrogation or whatever. And I had made out of the cavera, which they used to bring for us, the pads and so on with, I'd made the rosary, notes for rosary. So I kept praying. I said, this is the only thing I will pick. And the doctor was so kind. He had even bought me this sensitizer. I left everything. And this young girl had even given me oil, this herbal Movit. Yeah, everything. Of course, we were bathing with bar soap. And I said, anyway, so, but it was on Tare. One day they brought us rice and meat. And Liberation Day. They said, by the way, today is the Liberation Day and stuff. So I was picked, and I thought I was going home. And then that was around 6, 7. From there, a vehicle picked me. I was transferred again to another vehicle, blindfolded. Then I saw I was in Luero. We stayed there for some time. They bought me Nigina, a red one. And then they said, we are going home. I said, I need the toothpaste. And so they said, no, we are going home. Where you're going is home. I have prayed for them that they should be forgiven, that they have to lie to elderly people like some of us. And one time they even tell me we are taking you to Guyana when they had already long bypassed the Bombo and Wobbly. So then I was dropped off in some unknown place. I just kept hearing from their Google, oh, your destination is here, in 20 minutes you'll reach. They bragged. For sure, I thought I was in Gulu Barracks. So I was dropped in a room. I saw there some 4 or 5 girls, young girls, and then we started praying. It was dark. I could see the ventilator up, and I knew this was a dungeon. So then after some time, they came and removed the girls. I was brought a mattress, and then there were mosquitoes. So I quite didn't sleep, but I was praying. And I felt the presence of Mother Mary with me. So in the morning, a police lady came and knocked. That was around 6:30. I mean, yeah, 6:30. Then he said, Zedriga, I said, can you come out? I came out. Of course, in that place there was a bucket where I was urinating. And they gave me water. They had also, these ones who took me had bought me honor, the big one with the cake. And also the lady came back and brought me water. And he gave it from above. And I kept drinking that water so much. I really drink a lot of water. So in the morning, I'm waking up. I take the susu bucket. And then I turn and I see Gulu Central Police Station. Oh my goodness me. It was like my mother had risen from the dead. I knelt down. I'm in a police station. I'm not in the military barracks. That for me was the biggest miracle. I knelt down, I thanked God, I went inside, I poured that urine, washed the bucket, bathed. Now I started even singing, Ave, Ave, Ave Maria, Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. I just immediately knew I was in sanity, I was safe, and then after that I was taken to the office to make the statement, and then after that I was produced the report. And for me now at that moment, I was human again. I was human, and then after that, of course, there was nobody to stand for surety. Then I was taken to Gulu women prison, and when I reached there, I was given number 007, given the yellow, and then I saw human beings, women, children. Oh my goodness me, the feeling is so powerful. So then that was Friday. Then Saturday, immediately I was again picked. As I was settling down, they said, you're on transfer. I went into panic attack. Where are they abducting me? You know that you become suspicious. So from there, I was transferred to Luzira. We reached Luzira late at night. I was given another number from Luzira. They took my hand, the fingerprints, and they put here the remand, Luzira women, whatever, doctor so and so, and you in the yellow prison uniform and so on. So what I remember vividly in prison is the fallen. I don't know whether you people were doing fallen. There's a fallen I don't know. You have to be counted because I remember I would be fallen, I think at 5:30 or 5 a.m. Then there's a fallen at 9. Then there's a fallen 11:30. Then there's a fallen in the. So I started thinking of the women on death row, the women who are on life imprisonment, the women who are. I reflected a lot on them, but of course, when I was brought to Luzira, the warning everybody was giving me from the gate. Now you have come. We are watching you. We are watching you. I said, watching me, why? We are watching you because your team is here. Now we are going to see how you are going to be, and you will see. You will end up in his cells. There's a punishment, you give punishment. But of course, I am a very prayerful person. I love praying, and I took to prayers, and I'm very grateful to a number of all the women, and including some of the wardens who saw some humanity in some of us, and of course everybody I was now able to call from Luzira. My family had now gone to Gulu because they had seen it on media. So it caused a lot of, we spent a lot emotionally. It was draining, financially very draining, but media, you people did an amazing job. And I want to thank in a special way Jonah, who was able to come and interview me before. And what else can I say? We are still alive. I'm going back to court next week. And we also want to say we thank the lawyers and the judges. Yesterday, that draconian law was quashed. So it is also one of those where there would have been a possibility of us, because we were told, don't talk to the press. We were warned. You don't, if you go and you speak, we know you are home. We know you people. So we will pick you again. So I have forgiven everybody from my heart, because me, I have said, I think this is not my mission. This is a mission from above, from a mightier power. Thank you.
What's your final question? What's your reason after all this?
Pardon?
What's your reason after this?
I'm not hearing well.
What's your reason? Like, way forward after all this?
To continue to pray and trust in the Lord.
Maybe I'd also like to hear from you what you really have to say to the judiciary that matches as all these things happen. I mean,
why the judiciary? May I know the underlying reason?
Yeah, because the judiciary in this case, I would say, is being used, to try and pamper things that are not right. I mean, both of you were, would say, abducted, kept incommunicado. That's way beyond what the Constitution states. But here you are, you're still going to present yourself to court in Guru. That's under the watch of the judiciary.
I think the question is misguided. In my view, I may be wrong, because this is a situation of deceit which is affecting everybody. Of everything is powers from above, powers from above, powers from above. So those who are fearing for their offices, those who are fearing for their security, definitely, if you have a fear, there's nothing I can tell you. What I can tell you is, have courage. Do the right thing. Because we take judicial oath to uphold the Constitution. But it is tough. You need to have the heart that you are ready to be the Uganda Matters, to be a saint. But of course, yesterday they broke that fear and quashed the law, computer misuse and so on. So there is need for us to uphold as judicial officers. I am actually on a sabbatical. I'm a judicial officer up to as I talk. And so there is need to go beyond fear, to be professional. I want to congratulate the magistrate from Kabale who set a precedent, because that magistrate decided as a judicial officer that he was going to grant her, while the others were fearing. Okay? But also my magistrate was able, much as the state attorney opposed the bail vehemently, he reasoned, and he reasoned so professionally. So we need to see that there are people who have to demystify the fear, and we all need to do that in our various offices. We are holding these offices, whether judiciary or police, or in trust. In trust. Do not forget that. Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. Because if tomorrow you're in the hands of one of my mentees, what happens, and they know that you mishandled this is kind of situation. So let's think broader than our office. Let's think broader than even the generation. Let's really invoke the constitutional provisions and our beliefs and shed off the fear and be professional, uniform. It's very critical. And then I also want to say there are many people. I thanked God actually that I went through this ordeal. For me to sanctify me and heal me from my sins. And I believe the first confession I did on Ash Wednesday in Gulu prison was the most honest confession I've ever done. In fact, if I died that day, I would be a saint. Okay? Because of how that experience. So it's very critical for us to think about the next life. This is a journey. We are on a journey. We are on. I've always said it that we are pilgrims of hope in communion, in participation and mission. We are not ending here. We have a higher calling to everybody, to the judiciary, to the police, to everybody. Think of where you will be, and in any case, what we need is just a 6x4. That is the ultimate. So we wouldn't even be hating others. We wouldn't even be torturing others because we want a power, an ultimate power. The ultimate power is with the Lord. That is my message to everybody. Repent, repent, repent.
For the kingdom of
Repent.
God.
Thank you very much.